Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again for yet another classic live stream. Before I speak any further, can we please press a 1 in the chat if my audio is clear? You can hear me, right, Mr. Grinder? I'm good on your end? Thank you, bro. So, brothers in the live stream chat, can you please press a 1 if you can hear me loud and clear? Before I continue any further, just want to make sure the audio quality is good for you, brothers. Mr. Hyper Walker, thanks for confirming. Can I get any more ones, please, to confirm that I'm good? Mike, Lawrence, LM, awesome, awesome. Thank you. So, welcome, brothers, to another classic live stream. I want to say a huge thank you to those that have supported the channel over the past couple of years. Your support is greatly appreciated. And welcome aboard the new people. I accept and I embrace you with open arms. When you come in, please like the video. Likes are very important. Please support the channel by hitting the super chats, hitting the PayPal, joining the Patreon and copying the match, and so on and so forth. So let's get it cracking. Today's live stream will be about the brother's experience being married to a Japanese woman, dating Japanese woman in Japan, and of course, the black man's Western experience in Japan. So without any further ado, Mr. Grinder, how you doing, brother, today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. Thank you very much.
Indeed.
So, Mr. Grinder, do you mind giving us a brief intro about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and anything interesting
Oh
about
man.
you, bro?
uh, I'm Grinder. Born and raised in Norfolk, Virginia. Moved to Japan when I was like 18, 19 with the military. Got out of the military after a few years. Stayed in Japan, and I lived and worked in Japan till about 2022. So yeah, been over there a long time. A lot of experiences over there.
That's a long time in a country, bro. That is in your home country. That's amazing, bro. You must have loved Japan, huh?
Dude, I did. I did love it, man. I do love it, I should say.
Damn, amazing, bro. So let's get a cracking, brother.
Okay.
The first part of this stream is about you being married to a Japanese woman. And my first question to you, brother, is, you know, how did you meet your Japanese woman? Where's she from? Etc. Etc.
Uh, we we kind of ran in the same friend circle when we initially first met, and when we kind of started dating, I knew her for about maybe 2 years before we actually started dating. And after about a year and a half of dating, man, popped the question. The rest is
Wow.
history. But when I first met her, we were in the club, man, just like any other 20-year-olds, just in the club, hanging out, having a good time.
Wow. Amazing, bro. Amazing. So, brother, tell me the benefits of being married to a Japanese woman. Obviously, brother, in the West, in America, in the UK, the women here ain't
Benefits.
wifeable, in my opinion. They're just not wifeable. They don't cook, they don't clean, they're not feminine, they're not
Okay.
submissive, got high body
Right.
counts. I mean, we can't wife that up. So tell us the benefits in actually wifing up a Japanese woman, brother.
Um, Dude, so many benefits. Okay. Uh,
Break it down
um,
for us, bro.
okay. So let's touch on your question. She cooks, she cleans, she gets on me when I don't clean. What else? Dude, great mother, great motherly instincts. She's not one to like go out and embarrass me in public. You know what I'm saying? If we're out and about, and something happens, like she's not gonna get all, hoopla, hoopla, whatever. Like I've seen over the past few years, via TikTok or Instagram or whatever, some of these ladies are kind of embarrassing their dudes over situations and things like that. But she will speak about it once we get home, once we're in private. She'll be like, yo, this was kind of messed up, or I didn't like when you did this. You know what I mean? We'll talk about those things in private. Um, so in that aspect, she's got my back in public, but she might kick my ass in private. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry. Oh, you said no cursing. My apologies.
Carry on, bro.
Yeah. So dude, she's I don't want to be like she's super submissive or anything like that, because she does, push the buttons as a girlfriend or a wife would. But um I am in control of my house. You know what I mean? If I put my foot down on a topic, then I have final say so. Um, it's it's a lot less stressful. You know what I mean? Than I would say my previous experience of dating American women. Um, I'm not always questioned about where I'm going or who I'm going to be with. Things like that. Every now and then she might be like, "Hey, what time you coming home?" But not super often. And it's it's stress less. You know what I mean? If that
Mm.
makes sense. Like, she's not stressing me out. She's my peace when I come home. And I think that that's the major benefit. I'm not stressed out at home.
That's amazing, bro. That's amazing, brother. And it's great you get that comparison for your Japanese woman to your uh, previous American exes. That's amazing, bro. So
Yeah.
going on from there, brother, right? There's a black man who's in his mid 20s, mid 30s, mid 40s. He's lost completely. The West has beaten him down. The women around him are terrible. Are Japanese women a great option for him to look for a wife in Japan?
Dude, they're one of the top options. Easily the top options. I would say for me, I chose Japanese, so of course that's number one in my book. But um, if you're honestly looking to settle down and have a relationship and start that family, like you're at that point in your life where you're handling your business and you're doing the things that you need to do to be a man,
Mm.
and it's not working here in America, dude, get your passport, get on a plane. It's a 23-hour flight. You might even be able to get it down to 20 hours, quick flight, a day's travel, and you'll be in the midst of women who are born and bred to be wives. You know what I mean? I would definitely take that flight if you're in that age range and you're handling your business and you're able to do it.
Amazing, bro. Bro, I want to throw this question out to you. We are black men, right?
Indeed.
We are different, from a Japanese man and white boys, etc., etc.
Okay.
So, what is the as a black man, right? Some black men they feel down, like the woman like me because the woman not like me because I'm black. Would that be a problem with a Japanese woman? Does race matter when a Japanese woman wants to wife you up or date you? You should look at your skin color or no?
It sometimes can, but again, I think that boils down to everyone having their own preferences about what they like and what they don't like. Um, I feel like if you're specifically talking about Japan, we have pockets over there, pocket places, pocket cities where we are sought after. Whereas other cities, we're not so much sought after as much as a white guy or a Latino guy. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
if you want to win in Japan, you kind of have to go to those pockets places, those pocket cities, or those pocket clubs, bars, things like that. But of course, there's always that 10, 15%, you just bump into somebody on the subway, or you happen to be on the same train, or you met somebody, just out shopping and you guys hit it off, and there's always that 10, 15% chance that, she may not have been looking for a black guy and you are everything she wanted in a guy.
Damn, amazing, bro. If you
And
have any questions, go on, bro.
that honestly takes me to the the next part of that, which would be like dating. Like, if you've been in a relationship with this young lady for a long time and she finally wants you to like meet her parents or something like that, and her parents don't accept you, then things kind of get iffy from there. But that comes down to how you two feel about each other, and the parents having to grow and be okay with it, because that was a small issue that that I actually dealt with in my private life, with my wife.
Okay. Brothers, if you have any questions, please hit the PayPal and super chats to get your question read out.
Tokyo
In the live stream chat.
Traveler.
Yeah, so the answer it, bro. He's got to hit the super chat or PayPal to get his question read out.
Yeah.
So let me ask this, brother. You mentioned about issues with your wife, parents. Was it in terms of race, you being different, or break it down for us, bro?
So it wasn't so much as my race, but as to from the time I initially met her parents to the time that I was popping the question, um, I chose to kind of not necessarily go the traditional route and talk to her dad about it first. You know what I mean? So I asked her, and then we had dinner with her parents, and her mom was like, "Well, why didn't you come and talk to us and everything like that?" And it was just one of those things. So I mean, not a big thing. Like she loves the kids, she loves me now. Like everything was okay. But I think for the culture's sake, I think she didn't like the fact that I didn't follow the cultural norms for Japan.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Nate Kelly for the $3 super sticker and the support. Thank you, Nate Kelly, for the support. As always, much appreciation, bro. Thank you very much. Fantastic. So I'm sure, brother, it's not all rosy being, married to a Japanese woman. Nothing is perfect in this world, right? Are there any negatives, you've noticed amongst Japanese women in a marriage or dating that black men should know?
Yes. One is language barrier. There is going to always be a communication malfunction no matter what. You could both speak English perfectly, you could both speak Japanese perfectly. The way that we speak sarcasm is not the way that they speak sarcasm in Japan. So there's going to be a miscommunication there. uh that's one. Two, the going from girlfriend to wife stage is dope, is really good. But when you go from wife to mother, that stage is kind of hit or miss. And I say that because sometimes, and I've heard this from a few of my friends who have married Japanese women as well, they tend to become more mother than wife. And that can, in fact, hurt the marriage sometimes. So you have to be able to keep that love interest, that dating side of her wanting you. You know what I mean? You still have to be playful with her. You still have to tell her she's beautiful. You still gotta, put the moves on her, because if not, she will drift into that more mom than wife stage, and down goes the love life, the physical love
Did
life.
Did you experience that kind of problem with your current wife, brother? And how did you fix that, navigate that? Was it obviously maintaining that frame you had before being married to her? Putting that game on her. Break it down, bro.
So a little bit with our first son, a little bit. He was probably, I want to say, 4 or 5 months, and she started to kind of get into that. Oh, I got to take care of the baby. I got to take care of the baby. Well, the baby's sleeping. Let's go in the other room and do adult stuff. And she'd be like, well, no, I don't really feel like it, And then I again, speaking to my circle, because it takes a village. We I started going on date nights. Started just there, like, hey, let's go out to dinner. We'll have your parents watch the baby, and just getting back in the groove of sort of relearning each other, reconnecting, and that pulled it back out of her, and just letting her know where I was at and how I was feeling about it.
Okay, so you expressed the feelings towards her, and did she take it in? She said, "I'm sorry for changing like that." And did you ask her why she suddenly switched to that motherly role? Are they indoctrinated by their mothers to think like that, or is it Japanese society expectations?
It's more of a societal expectation that they're no longer, not necessarily no longer wife, but they're now mother, and their duties now lie here, whereas you move to the back burner because you're grown and you can take care of yourself. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it's one of those things, man. And I think having that conversation with the woman that these brothers may choose, will be the difference between, you know, whether or not she becomes a more loving wife or a mother that has a husband. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Okay, awesome, bro. Awesome. So to wrap up that topic there, bro, you got to keep that kind of, you know, university type love, right, with your Japanese wife. Let's go out to dates, cinema dates. The baby is cool. Like, reassure that it's all going to be good. Nothing will happen to the baby. Is that your advice to black men, bro?
Definitely, definitely, 100%. You hit it right on the head.
Fantastic. Awesome, bro. Awesome. So before I wrap up the whole, you know, black men Japanese marriage date and go on to your experience in Japan, um, when you look at other groups of women, brother, like who your friends have wifed up, countries you've traveled to, would you say Japanese women are the best woman for black men to marry and date?
I'm biased on that one, man. I'm biased on that one. And I say that because I've lived in Japan. I've learned the language. I've spent many years of my life in Japan. But I've been all over Asia, and even seeing, you know, my friends that are married to Filipino women. There's a saying, you don't just marry a Filipino woman, you marry her whole family, you
Mm.
know. Um, so I don't know how that whole thing works. I haven't experienced, you know, being married to a Filipino woman, but I've seen it. And when they say you marry the whole family, yeah, you're bringing the cousins, the uncles, the aunts, like everybody's now yours. You know what I mean? So I, um, I have one friend. He's married to a Taiwanese girl, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty chill. I don't. They don't really have too many problems. You know what I mean? Too many issues. Very similar to, I guess, the Japanese side. Um, I can't really think of anybody else, man. I don't. You know, my most of my friends are married to Japanese women, bro.
Damn, that good, huh? Amazing. And these are including black men. Wow.
Yeah.
These are black men as well, yeah?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow, amazing, bro. Bro, it's funny how you say this, right? But in the West, bro, like all my life, I've seen Asian women, right, with white boys all the time. You know, in
Right.
university, out on the street, and you start to think, don't these East Asian women love black men? What's going on here? Like, it's getting a bit too much. But we go to Japan, South Korea, they love us there. Why is that, bro? That's weird. Break it down.
Oh man, I don't really know, man. I think the fact that the West has influenced the world so much that white is right and anything outside of that is wrong is what it is. Because even when it comes down to representation in media overseas, it's always the lighter you are, the better your chances of becoming successful or whatever the case may be. But when you start to see people like Naomi Osaka or uh, I don't know, any of the mixed people coming out of Japan, you know, that are doing great things, then it's, oh wait, they're half black too, you know. So it throws a different aspect on it, and it starts to contradict the sort of white is right indoctrination that has been going on. In my opinion, that's just my personal opinion. I don't want to argue with nobody about it. That's just my personal opinion.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, bro. Thank you, brother. So, moving on from that topic, brother, I want to speak more about, you know, the life of a black man in Japan, right? Brother, you've been very blessed, right, to be accepted in the military, you know,
Yes.
and then even and stationed in Japan. And not everyone gets Japan, you know. A lot of people want it, but from what I heard in US military, it's a random choice, so you gotta have to get lucky to get Japan role. So
Depending on your branch of service, it's a little hard to get.
so let me ask this, brother. And brothers, can we get the likes up, man? We gotta support. We gotta support the channel and the movement. All right. The likes are too low. get the likes up, please. Get the support flowing in. You know, I'm out here dropping back-to-back classics. Okay, so what was your experience there as a black man? Tell me the positives first about a black man living in Japan.
Positives. Oh man. The camaraderie that you feel overseas, you feel safe, man. And it's crazy that I have to put it that way, but that's first and foremost for me, man. It's I felt safe overseas. I wasn't looking over my back or, having to worry about, somebody shooting me or anything like that, or being in the wrong neighborhood, just you felt safe. You didn't have to feel like always on guard, like you do in the West, especially in America. Um, I think for me that was the biggest, was just the feeling of overall safetyness. To follow up with that, definitely going back to what I said earlier about the pockets of Black people, Black communities, not just from the West, but from Africa, brothers from India, brothers that grew up all over the world, being able to come together and build a community that you could, lean on each other in. I have friends from all over the world, that I can reach out to that are in Japan, you know, and these are all brothers. And the fact that I can lean on them like I would some of my best friends that I grew up with is amazing to me, you know. And then I think that would be number two. And then number three, I would definitely say women. The women, they love us wherever we go, we're loved. But I say that with a grain of salt because there are places where we may not be the optimal choice, but it is what it is, preferences and whatnot.
Thank you, bro. And tell me the negatives about living in Japan as a black man that we should know.
uh, Negatives. Wow. You're going to get stared at because you're different. But it's not a hate type of stare. It's more of a curiosity type of stare. Some people never seen a black dude before. You might be their first black dude. So they're not looking at you as in, oh, he's black, he's scary. No, they're looking at you as, oh wow, a black dude, and it's more of a curiosity thing. One of the negatives I will say, I don't know 100% about mainland, but in Okinawa, Japan specifically, you're more likely to get stopped by the cops if you're black. Yeah, like because they do like these like stop and frisk, type of deal, and they're just checking to see if you got pocket knives or drugs or anything, and a lot of that stuff is illegal over there, so you shouldn't have it on you anyway. But that's usually what it is. They're not, doing it out of malice. It's just you're black. Hey, you know. Other negatives. I don't not necessarily a negative towards black person, but if you're military, that's kind of a hit on you a little bit, just because curfews, a lot more rules that you have to follow, and that's a negative overall. Specifically black. Haircuts. getting a haircut is hard overseas if you don't have a good barber already or know where the black people are getting their haircut. So prepare to grow your hair out.
So when we grow our hair out, brother, are the Japanese women still checking for us, or do they like a more groomed hair when you cut your hair short, or if you have an afro, they're still checking?
I think it varies, man. Honestly, I think it varies because I've seen dudes with dreads with some of the most beautiful Japanese women I've ever seen. And then I've seen, military short haircut dudes with some of the baddest women I've ever seen. I think it just varies from woman to woman, and how you keep yourself.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, bro. This is amazing. This is amazing. Brother, you mentioned Indian. Uh, Indian people are in Japan. Is there a lot of Indians there, or is there more black people than Indians? There is.
It's a lot of Indians over there, brother. A lot of people from India there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there are, man. One of my actually good friends, he owns a clothing store out there. His wife is Okinawan, and his kids are half Indian, half Okinawan, bro. They're getting it in out there too. Some of my buddies from Nigeria and like West Africa, they're out there too. Business owners, making money, living life. Got Japanese wives, bro.
And that's what I want to hear. Obviously, I want to see black men succeed, right? But the way in, I don't want to go too deep into it, but all right. So, how do the Indian people act out there? Are they sleeping around, or are they again having a one wife?
I Okay, so if they're single, they're out there like we're out there. If they're single, they're getting it in. But the ones that I know of, and again, my own personal experiences, the ones that I know of who have wives are legit with their wives, bro.
Okay, all right. So, where the Indians at? Is that mostly in Okinawa? I'm guessing.
Nah, not even, man, dude. Any of the major cities, bro. Any of the major cities. Much okay. So check it out. Much like us, they also have pockets. You know what I mean? Um, Whereas they have their own community where they hang out, they live, they eat, they do their business. Um, it's kind of akin to like I don't want to say like a Chinatown, but smaller. You know what I mean? And they all kind of hang out together, run together, just like any of the black dudes you might find out in Tokyo. You're gonna see us out in Roppongi. You're gonna see us in Shibuya. You know what I mean? We kind of all hang or gather in those pocket places that I mentioned earlier. It's the same for the Indian brothers, man. Same exact thing. They all hang together, same areas or what have you.
And how do they treat black men? Do they respect us? Because obviously in the West, bro, like in the UK, there's kind of problems, and they look down on us in the West and in England because they have more wealth, and there's some sort of disparity between or animosity between both groups because they're wealthier, they look down on us and all that stuff. Is that the same over there in Japan?
I honestly don't know.
Okay,
And I say that because, again, I have two really close Indian friends, and both of them treat me like family. You know what I mean? Some of the guys that I met, just hanging out or what have you, people that they know that I don't necessarily know have always been cool with me. So I can't say, yay or nay on that one, man. I can't speak to it.
okay, fair enough, brother. Thank you very much. So there's different groups of foreign men there, right, including black men. Obviously,
Of
if you're
course.
in Japan, you're going to date Japanese women. So, out of all the the foreigners there, the black men, white men, Indian men, etc., etc., who gets the most Japanese women and who gets the best looking Japanese women? Is it us black men? Are they checking for us the most as black men in Japan, the Japanese
Nah,
women? They're
nah,
not.
we're
Ah,
we are definitely number two. Um, Actually, maybe even number three because Japanese dudes. But um, okay, so quick background. The way that me and my boys figured out is it goes for the Japanese women. The way that they would rate us, it would be Japanese dudes first, right? Then it'd be European or Australian white dudes, then American white dudes, then us as brothers. You know what I'm saying? Something about those UK accents and those British accents that women like.
and then it's the rest of the dudes after black men.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. So where would I fit in as a black Englishman with my accent? Would I be with the Black American men? Would I be above?
You be in the top 10%, man. You sound like James Bond, bro. You be in the top 10% of brothers, man.
And would the Japanese woman recognize my accent, or do they think like I'm American based on how I speak, or would they recognize I'm English?
Nah, they recognize your English. They would either say you're either English or Australian, one of the two. And to me, the accents don't sound that similar, but over there they might, just off of ear recognition say that you're either English or Australian.
Awesome, bro. So we got 10 more minutes before I open up the phone lines, because I know you're only here for an hour. So right. Let me ask this, brother. In terms of Yakuza, is that a problem? Because I'm just hearing some stories and about certain bars. There's one story I read the other day on the internet, right? There was a bar that two white guys went inside, right? And they were playing pool, and then Japanese women kept coming up to them, and they would reject them, and they would tell them, no, we're playing pool. Why'd you keep coming up to us? And they come again, they get rejected. They come again, get rejected. And then some Yakuza dude came out and said that, listen, if you don't pay for these chicks, we're going to beat you up and take your ish, or you either pay to do adult stuff with them. Is that common there, bro?
Really? What city was it? What city was it? Come on, tell me it was Tokyo. Tell me it was Tokyo.
Probably Tokyo. Yeah, it was Tokyo. Yeah.
They was in Roppongi.
What?
Dude, okay, I'm gonna speak to that, but first, here's my 2 cents on Tokyo. If you're Black, go to Okinawa, go to Osaka. Just leave Tokyo alone, man. Tokyo is super overrated when it comes to us. When it comes to us, Tokyo is overrated. Everything about Tokyo is geared towards white dudes and Japanese women that like white dudes. From the billboards all the way down to the street signs, bro. It's all geared towards Japanese women who want Japanese dudes who want white dudes. You know what I'm saying? Roppongi, I've heard stories of, situations, not necessarily with the Yakuza, but just a guy's out at the club. He has 1 or 2 drinks with a lady, and now he's got to pay, $200-$300, because they overcharged his credit card, or they did it on purpose, or what have you. I've heard situations like that, and usually they target tourists like that. You know what I mean? So I would definitely, my advice, if you're going into Roppongi, man, just have a tour guide, have somebody that's from there take you around, or even don't look like a tourist. Just don't have your camera all up in the air and everything like that, man. Just throw your earbuds in. Google to tell you where you got to go, man.
Wow, thank you, bro, for that breakdown. That's not happening to me. I'll step to them. That's not happening. Like, nah. So let me ask this, brother.
Okay.
So let me inquire more about Japanese women. Would you say that they're easy? Obviously, I want to keep it PG and respectful, but they seem to like foreigners even more than their men. And it's not hard work to get a Japanese woman. Like, all you just got to do is be kind, and things fall in your favor. So those two questions there, is that, would you agree with me, bro?
So we spoke about this in our initial meeting. My 3 on the Patreon. Yes, my 3 keys to anything you want from a female in Japan: speak English, have patience, and smile. If you can do them 3 things, you're golden, bro. You're golden. And being in shape, you know what I'm saying? Being in shape, not necessarily like you got to be all, muscly and stuff like that, but just being in shape, tone, like, and semi-handsome. If you're a 4 here, you're going to be a 6 in Japan easily. Like, do those 3 things: speak English, have patience, smile. will get you 10 times further, man, than you ever would think. You know what I'm saying? As far as approaching somebody that you think is out of your league. And I think we spoke on the Patreon too about being ghetto and things like that. Like, yeah, some women like that in the hip hop clubs, but it's not a necessity. You know what I mean? It's not a necessity. And some women like the more aggressive dudes, the ones that's like going to grab them by the arm. Hey, you my girlfriend now. You know what I mean? It's not necessary, but you know, people like what they like.
And how do you spot a woman like that likes aggressive? Do we just grab her? Is she dressing like Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B?
She will definitely have a more Western style dress. Yes, she will.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Would you say Japanese women like foreigners more than their own men?
I think that is a generational thing that is shifting. A lot of women now are gearing towards foreign men. And I don't have stats to prove it, but just looking at different YouTube videos and, you know, interviews and people on YouTube that are in mainland Japan, in Okinawa, a lot of the women now are stating that Japanese men aren't really looking to date or get married. That is part of the reason that they're moving towards foreign men. And I'm like, hey, more than married, you know what I mean? My wife might not like me saying that, but you know, it is what it is. You know, if we can't find love in the West, you know, and you got a beautiful 5'1", 102-pound Asian woman ready to love you and, you know, be with you for the rest of your life, why not take that? You know what I mean?
I feel you, bro. Would you say there's a cheating culture? Actually, I think we touched upon that on the Patreon. No, I don't want to ask some questions again. All right, brothers, if you want to,
we did talk about it.
we did. So, brothers, if you want to hear more about, because brothers only here for 1 hour, but on the Patreon we did 2 hours 30 minutes on the Patreon. I'm going to drop
we
that,
went in on the Patreon, man.
I'm gonna drop that in the coming days, most likely next week. For the Patreon version of this stream, there's a lot more detailed and eye-opening than this stream. We're keeping it very toned down, and the brother only has an hour. So, okay, let me ask this, brother. In terms of, you know, building something successful there, building a life there, building businesses there, building wealth there. Because, brother, I'll be honest with you, right? We're locked out of wealth in the West, right? We're locked out of reaching that upper echelon in terms of money,
Right.
owning property, stocks. The white man, the Chinese man, the Indian man has on lockdown, and the Arab man. And we're locked out, bro. And it's really frustrating and depressing when I think about it every day that black men were at the bottom, man. And it hurts me, bro. You know, it really does in the West. You know, the way the economic situation is set up, we're not doing too good according to the stats as black men. Me speaking from the UK purposes, American brothers, I'm assuming it's similar. So can we build wealth there in Japan, bro?
I believe it's possible. I've seen it. A lot of it comes down to niche market. For example, when I was talking about the haircuts, I have a friend who opened a barbershop in Okinawa, and he's thriving. You know what I mean? He gives some of the best cuts in Okinawa, as far as non-military affiliated barbershops. You know what I mean? And even my cousin is out there right now. He's cutting hair, and dude, they're making a killing out there just doing military style haircuts. You know, apart from haircuts or cosmetology and things like that, if any of the sisters, you know, out there, they could, you know, same thing. It's hard for sisters to get their hair done out there. Those niche markets, man. Soul food. I got a buddy who opened up a soul food restaurant. long before I got to Okinawa. He's one of my mentors. I look up to him, and he opened a restaurant down in Okinawa, and it's been thriving. I was there 20 years, so he's got to be pushing 25, 30 years being open, you know what I mean, if not longer. I have friends who open bars. They open, R&B hip hop bars. They opened one guy. He's got a mobile detailing service for the car. The guys that are in the cars. He goes out, does mobile detailing while they're at work. He's in the parking lot shining up their car on a Friday night. They can get in and go straight to the club. As far as, and that's people who went the entrepreneur route. If you choose to work for a company, especially a Japanese company, I would definitely say learn the language. Don't just come over there and be a school teacher, because that happens all too often, especially in mainland Japan. The brothers or sisters or foreigners in general that go over there, they start out as school teachers or tutors, and they kind of get stuck in that sometimes before they can actually, get out of those contracts and move into something different. So I would say be careful with that one. But working for a Japanese company isn't necessarily a bad thing. You just have to, like I said, know the language and definitely get with their customs and courtesies, because the way that we speak or the way that we may talk to our boss is not necessarily the way that they're going to talk to their boss or to their boss's boss. You know what I mean? But I think being able to live a life over there, just not necessarily like a rich, lavish life, but just a decent family man type of life is very, very doable, man. Very doable without breaking your pockets. You can still go on vacation. You can still have the nice cars. You know what I mean? You'll still be able to buy your wife a bag every now and then. You know what I mean? You can live.
Thank you, bro. Let me wrap up with 2 more questions. So, Black women from the West, America, and in the UK, are they in Japan?
I knew that was coming. Yes. There are several ethnic groups of women within Japan, bro. Yes.
And how are they acting, bro? The Black women there, because are they bringing that Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B attitude over to Japan and ruining Japanese women? I don't want that, bro. I really don't want that.
It honestly, it goes both ways. And when I say that, I mean, you have the ones that come over there and they bring the ghetto with them, right? They're not changing for nobody. But then you have the ones that come over and they have an open mind. They get Japanese friends. They learn Japanese customs. They learn the language, and they come back to the U.S. and they are a better wife, a better girlfriend, a better person. You know what I'm saying? Some people just enjoy the world. You know what I mean? And you're one. You travel. You know what I mean? Dude, some people just enjoy the world and embrace other cultures and other nationalities and other everything, and it makes them a better person. But some of those sisters don't quite get that, you know what I mean? And they keep the hood and they stay the hood, and guess what? There's brothers out there for them too. It is. I'm not one, but it's brothers out there for them too.
Bro, I don't even know how they go in Japan in the first place, because I'll keep it real with you, bro, right? A lot of things in the Black community have been ruined, right, by how certain people act and what they push. Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Ruby Rose, just pure outright degeneracy and nonsense, man. To the point where I just had enough, So it upsets me that here I am, an IT professional. I work hard, I study hard every day. I mentor both to get into IT, right? We're trying to get away from this crazy Western degenerate lifestyle that is happening in the West, right? And we go to a more conservative country and we find Black women out there doing the same thing. Bro, I didn't work hard to see another Black woman in Japan. I'll be real with you, bro.
So again, here's the thing, man. When you go out there, right, immerse yourself in the culture. You don't have to be in those pockets. Like I said, there's that 10 to 15% that don't hang out in those pocket places where all the Black people are. dude, you could go, you know, to a Starbucks or, you know, to a bookstore and meet the love of your life. It's dude, the how do I put this in perspective, man? It's like 5-1 out there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even 6 or 7-1 out there. So you're winning no matter what. You know what I'm saying? No matter whether you're in the black places, in the white places, in the Latin places, you're black. You stand out. You're winning. You know what I mean? That's what it is, man. That's part of having this melanin in our skin, bro.
Okay, bro. Okay. Thank you, bro, for breaking that down. So,
I'm sorry. You touched the bone with that one, man. Ugh. You don't got to be out there with them. I don't want to be out there with them.
hey, bro, I've been through a lot, bro, in the dating scene in the West, bro. I've been through a lot. Women in my community, women of other communities, and it's the same thing. Western culture of, wanting 6'5", 6-pack, etc., but they're not bringing anything to the table. They're out there throwing their box around, sleeping around, twerking, sticking their tongue out. I don't want to be around that, bro. I'm trying to run away from that, brother.
Right.
You know?
And again, like I said, bro, you're gonna have those girls that definitely gravitate towards Black hip hop culture that are gonna be ghetto-esque. You know what I'm saying? And I say ghetto-esque because they see it on TV. They never been out there. You know what I'm saying? So they mimic what they see in the videos. They mimic what they see on TV, reality TV. You know what I mean? And it sucks that they do that. But I'll say this: it is very easy to put that into check, if you will. You know what I mean? Like once you start dating and y'all are on that back and forth conversation where she's listening to you, she's paying attention to what you're saying, you'll be able to be like, yo, that whole thing you're doing, like, you know, put your thong back in your pants. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be able to check that with just a few simple words. Like, that's not cool. I don't like that. I don't like when you did that. You know what I mean? And it'll immediately, bro. Immediately.
Damn. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Chris for the £11.57 PayPal donation. Thank you very much, Chris, for the support. Much appreciation, brother. He says, Asian women make good girlfriends, but Afro-Latinas and Latinas make great wives. IP Team Latina wins. Oh, he's throwing shots at you, bro.
Yo, go check out the Patreon. Go check out the Patreon. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Go check out the Patreon, bro. We spoke on that in the Patreon. Go find out.
We did. We spoke about the Afro Black woman out there in Japan. Eye opener. Thank you, bro. So last question, bro, from me, before I open up the phone lines, is so there's a concept called Christmas cake in Japan where if you're over a certain age and you're a Japanese woman, Japanese guys don't want you. What age is that, brother? Do you mind confirming that? Is that 25? Is that 30? And is it true in general?
Usually it's between 30 and 35. And I don't know about the term Christmas cake, but I've heard it as leftovers, which is what we call it in Okinawa. I'm not sure how mainland refers to it, but yeah, once you hit that 30 to 35 benchmark in age, Japanese dudes won't deal with you. Like, nah, we good. You know what I mean? And that also pushes women towards foreign dudes. You know what I mean? Because from what I understand and how I took it is, at that age, you're not necessarily viable to build a family. You know what I'm saying? Your eggs are not as potent as they are when you're in your 20s or what have you. Usually your body count's a little bit higher at that age. You know what I'm saying? And usually by that age, the woman is kind of set in her ways and she's not willing to change or have a man lead the relationship. So for a Japanese guy, that's how they see it. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, because the way that their society is set up, the mindset of most Japanese is usually, I want to say, 2 to 4 years behind the mindset of somebody from America or from the UK. And that's just my own opinion. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but usually the mindset is 2 to 4 years behind their counterpart in the West. Um, that being said, I'm 40. So a woman that is 30 to 35 for me is actually anywhere from 27 to 33. I'm like, bet, even better. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And she's willing to rock with me and not a Japanese dude or not this white boy, and she bad. I'm with it, bro. Like, let's shake and bake. Let's make it work. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I feel that, bro. Thank you, brother. So awesome. So, brothers, you got 10 minutes for you to call in to ask, I guess, any question. He's only here for 10 more minutes. If you can't call in, please send your question in a PayPal donation or super chat. So those are the three rules. Either you call in. If you can't call in, send your question in a PayPal or super chat for our guest. He's only got 10 more minutes, so that'll be one question per person, okay? To keep it fair. All right. So 10 more minutes. The time is ticking. Time waits for no man. And Japanese women are waiting for you in Japan, though. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been thinking quite a lot about Japanese chicks, bro. I just feel like it appears to me, right, that black
Get on
men
the
and Japanese women are meant for each other. Would you agree with me, brother?
100%, 100%. Yes. What my boy say, a whole hundred. Yes. A full Benji on that one, man.
That's crazy, bro, because when you look at China, South Korea, yeah, I'm sure there's a few Chinese chicks, out of a billion, actually, sorry, 500 million Japanese women, maybe 5,000 Chinese women are checking for brothers out of 500 million, right?
Right.
And then you have in South Korea, I'm sure there's some checking for brothers, right? But Japan, which is like the most prestigious, right?
Right.
I would say most prestigious, most respected country in East Asia, literally it's a Germany of East Asia, because Germany, Europe is the king of, Europe in Europe, right? Germany. Yeah, you
Right.
have the North America, that's Americans, South America, Brazil. So
Right.
Japan is the top country there in East Asia, and the women there, they love us. That's crazy, bro.
Dude, so I tell you what, man, Brazil has the second largest population of Japanese women on the planet outside of Japan.
Yeah,
So
I seen that.
just I don't think we talked about that on the Patreon, but because we're talking about it now. Yeah, so if you want a large population of Japanese women outside of Japan, Brazil would be the place to go. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds like, wait, what? But yeah, and dude, Carnival, all those festivals, dude, there's Japanese women there too, and I'm pretty sure they got their own little communities out there in Brazil. I haven't been; it's on my bucket list, but I'm definitely going to figure it out.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. So let me bring in Buck Travel. You're confirmed. Mike Lawrence, you're confirmed too. One question each, please, because I guess only has a couple minutes left. So let me bring in Buck Travel first. What's going on, Buck Travel? How you keeping, bro?
Hey, look, man. I just want to chime in and Japanese women. When I say out of all the Asian groups, they're out of all of them, they're the one that's feeling us the most. Them and Filipinos, but I believe Japanese women, they're the ones that's feeling us the most. And I say this because there's a large Japanese community where I live, and not to extent as Brazil's or or some other place, but there's sizable, right? And
Yeah.
they show interest. They show interest. This us brothers, because you got to think about it. In the Japanese culture, a lot of the men don't approach their women like that. So no guys approach them like that. So when they see like one of us go to their countries and approach them, that's to them that's actually a turn on. That's like, okay, this dude has the balls to make the first move. So I'm telling you, and out of all the Asian groups, I think Japanese women are the most attractive, and that's my opinion. I think they're on another level. They beautiful. They got a distant look from Chinese and Koreans, and you can tell. Like you
I need
can
a
tell.
soundboard right now, like bam, 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 bam.
And for me, it's like I can instantly tell if she's a chick of Japanese or Korean because they little bit look more Hispanic. They got a Hispanic flavor on it because you got to think about it. Russians actually mixed in with the Japanese, so they got that mixture going on. So that's why a lot of them have that aesthetic look, man. But out of all the Asian groups, I'm not big on Asian women like that, but Japanese women are kind of the most exception. So if I see myself with an Asian broad, is a Japanese broad, man.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate
I've got a short time limit. Thank you, Back Travel. Shout out to Mr. M6205 for the $499 super chat. I heard it's shocking going over to Japan and seeing fit and attractive woman almost everywhere you look. Is it true, bro?
Yeah. Coming back to the States, I was kind of let down. Like for real, like I'm in Texas, right? And you know, I had this image in my head of like, yo, I'm gonna see some freaking banging Mexican women, like, you know, some sexy white girls or something, and everybody fat, bro. I hate to say that, but it's a lot of overweight people here, man. And going from women who are in the gym, who are constantly walking and moving and making sure that they're in shape and not overweight, it's weird to see that here where they just let themselves go, bro. Like it's sad. It is sad, bro. And dude, I told you, like, right before we started the stream, I had just got back from the gym. That's why I've been sweating like crazy. Like I went running, and it's like I'm trying to keep that up, even though I'm not there no more. You know what I mean? And that's how the country rubbed off on me. You know what I mean? So, you know, to come back here and see the women here, and it was kind of a letdown. Now, don't get me wrong. Flip side of that coin is there are some thick Japanese women over there. You know what I'm saying? There are, and they got booty and they got breast, and yeah, they're over there. You know what I'm saying? But they're in shape. They're not sloppy with it.
Thank you, bro. Make sure you got
I'll
keep
get
it
to the
PG,
next
bro.
question on that.
And I would like to add to that.
Sorry, Back Travel. Hold on, bro. If I have time, hold on. Let me go on to Mike Lawrence real quick. And also, Mr. Grinder, keep it PG, bro. Okay. Let me go to Mike. What's up, Mike? One question, bro, please.
Anyone can you hear me?
Yes, bro. One question. Yes,
sir.
All right. This is thing that I have got this out of my head because are the Japanese are the Japanese men are the reason why the birth rate is superly low?
I'm not Japanese, so I can't speak to that 100%. But as an outsider looking in, I would probably guess that it doesn't all fall on the Japanese men, you know what I'm saying? But the women as well, you know, they're not putting out for Japanese dudes. They're not reproducing with Japanese dudes, you know what I'm saying? So I think that plays a part of it. And the fact that dating worldwide has taken this shift to the Western culture of dating, where everything is pick me, pick me, pick me. Oh, you know, that definitely makes a dude not want to get out of bed, you know what I mean? To go chase a woman, you know? And I think in Japanese society with all the technological advances that they have there, there's not necessarily a need to go get a girlfriend, or you know what I mean? At that point, it becomes a want. You know what I mean? I want a girlfriend. I don't need a girlfriend. Or I want a wife. I don't need a wife. You know what I mean? So I think all of those things play a big part into the Japanese birth rate. On top of the economics of it, man, it's, you know, bringing two houses together to make a marriage, you know, and then throwing kids in the mix, man. The money doesn't flow like it used to for, you know, certain groups. So that makes it that much harder too.
Awesome. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So we have to stop it right there. I'll stop. Mr. Grinder, thank you very much for your time, bro. You did say 1 hour, so I know you're a busy man. So, brother, we'll speak obviously later on, but take it easy, brother. Okay.
Indeed, I appreciate the time, man. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Mr.
Right. Peace out, bro.
I'm gonna reach out to you on Instagram right now. After this live, you know, I'm actually gonna, you know, connect with you over there, and that way we can set up our, you know, the Peru shit.
Yeah, bro, I'm waiting for you, man. Yeah, I'll be waiting on you, Black, bro. I'm like,
look after that call, bro. I'm gonna tell you some things. It's private, but
all right, bro.
We'll send you a call.
Yeah, real quick, if any of y'all want to, you know, chop it up with me or holler at me, Hyman Grind is my Instagram name as well. Just shoot me a message.
Drop it in the private chat or the comments.
Drop in the private chat, bro. Obviously, you don't want to get some trolls DMing you out. No, put in a private chat, and if they want to speak to you, they'll come through me, bro. Just to protect you from trolls. So there's a private chat, brother, in the stream yard. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you, I'll get them. All right, awesome. All right, that's for you, Buck. All right, take it easy, Mr. Grinder, okay?
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, peace out, brother. Thank you.
Safe travels, fellas.
You too, bro. You too. All right, so Buck Travel, reach out to me ASAP, bro.
Hey, so end the show quick. End the show.
I'm gonna end in half an hour, bro. But if you just reach out to me, send me a DM, bro, on Instagram, and we'll speak after the show.
Cool.
Okay, thank you, bro. Let me bring in Mr. Big Hawk Yonkers in the background. You got your camera on, bro. Do you want to turn it off or leave it on? Give me a thumbs up if you want it on. It's up to you, bro. Thumbs up? Okay, let me bring you on the camera on. Okay. What's going on, Big Hawk Yonkers?
Peace. What's going on? I don't know if y'all heard of me. I do have a channel, and I've been following you for a couple of months. You're doing a good job. This movement that you're pushing and everybody else that's pushing it, this became a worldwide thing, and it's very good that we're doing this because I'm from the United States. I was born in the South Bronx. I was raised in Yonkers, New York. And right now it's done. It's over here, man. The dating scene here is finished. It's toxic. It's the worst that you could ever do is a date or marry somebody here. The worst. I'm glad I never had no kids. It's no good here. Really isn't. If you want to go to my page, it's Big Hawk Yonkers Native. And I am pushing the movement called #JustUs. Take the green pill and go. But you're doing a good job, brother. And keep pushing what you're pushing, B.
Thank you very much, Big Hawk Yonkers. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much. So no question on Japanese women at all? Nothing?
Well, I know a lot of there's two of my friends that have Japanese girlfriends. And these women, first of all, when I say feminine, they are very, very feminine. Disciplined, respectful to their men, cook, clean. And right now, the ones that I'm looking at, I live in, like I said, I'm from New York. The ones that I'm looking out here, they blowing the sisters out of the water, man. They're in the gym a lot. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, the gyms they have here, I go to Blinks. They have Blinks Fitness. Then the Planet Fitness is the most famous thing in New York. And these Japanese women, oh my gosh, man. Wow. it would make you forget about black women. Yeah. If you come to New York City, these Japanese women are not playing around. They're not.
Let me
And
ask this, brother.
yeah.
Karen.
What you said?
Carry on, bro. You want to finish your point?
Oh. And they are snatching up black men in New York City.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's
Yeah.
deconstruct that. Let's unpack that, bro. You're telling me Japanese women in New
Yeah.
York City
Yes.
right now are taking black men away from black women.
They're not playing around. I don't know if you know this, but they have a thing in their country called the B style. It's called the black style, and it's actually Japanese women and Japanese men. They follow the black culture very hard, but the Japanese women are saying they want to marry and have kids with black men. It's that serious. They
Yo.
going to get tans and everything. It's called the B style. It's in Japan, but they bringing it over here to America. So they're bringing it over here to New York, and they're walking around with brothers. I mean, brothers darker than very like them. They love the darkest brother they can get. It's that serious in New York City.
Brother, is
It
it
is.
Japanese? Is it Japanese women that were born in America, or Japanese women actually from Japan that moved to New York?
No, these Japanese women that's from Japan, they're from Japan, and they come here on like a visa to go to school,
Mhm.
and they snatching up all the brothers. Yeah,
Oh my goodness, this is
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
yeah,
Yo, in New York, this is
in New York City.
madness. So
In New York
so
City.
so they are checking for brothers. These Japanese chicks.
Yes.
They like
Yeah,
black
ASAP.
men.
ASAP.
This is
ASAP.
incredible. Wow.
Yep.
In New York, I always thought
In New York City.
I always thought it was the Latina, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans that were taking the black men away from black women. But now it's
Oh, they
Japanese women.
doing that too in New York. It's them too. They're on the creep too. Oh, they're on the creep too. Oh, they're not playing with brothers here. Oh no. Mm-mm. Not at all. Nope.
How do black women feel about Japanese women taking the black men away from them?
They look at him screw face. You know that screw face always had that nasty screw face look. Yeah,
Brother,
the screw
you know-
face look. Yep.
brother, you know about the Japanese chicks in New York, right? They're going to the gym. I'm guessing their
Mhm.
bodies now are like they have bodies like black women now. They're thick thighs.
Yeah, they are.
Big,
Yep.
Oh, what? Oh.
Yep.
Slim,
They
slim, thick.
go to Planet Fitness lot. That's the gym they follow. They go to Planet Fitness lot.
Yo, this is crazy. So now
Yep.
they got bodies like black women in New York City.
Oh, they've been
Yo.
doing this for years. They've been doing this for years. They come here on visas. They go to school, and some of them will go back to Japan. A lot of them, what they'll do, if they find a brother here, they'll take him back to Japan with them. They'll take the guys back to Japan with them. They did it to one of my friends. They took him right back to Japan, met the parents. Parents loved him. He moved out to Japan. He never came back to America since. Never came back.
Yo, that's
Never came back.
crazy.
Nope.
That's crazy, bro. Yo,
Yep.
this is happening in New York City right now.
In New York City, right now. Right now. Yep.
This is
They're into
great, bro.
black culture and everything. They're into black culture out there. Yeah.
Wow.
They're
And
yeah.
are they going for older black men in their 30s or? So hold on, brother.
It varies.
Okay. How
It
old are
varies.
these women? How old are they? Are they in their 20s?
They're in their 20s. They're in their 20s, like their early 20s. But I see them dealing with guys like in their 40s, man, like maybe 20, 22, 23, 24. Guys in their
Oh.
40s. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yep.
What's going on now, bro? What?
9:48.
Damn, this is incredible, man.
Yeah.
You're currently in New York, man. Hopefully, we can see a Japanese woman walk past so you can put on camera.
Well, I'm a public safety officer. I've been on my job 22 years. So I'm working in Bryant Park. Bryant Park is famous. So Bryant Park, like they have all the events here. Like it's one of the most famous parks around. And then you got Central Park. That's where you're gonna see me either in Bryant Park or Central Park sitting down with their black boyfriends. Yep.
Central Park, or is that Brian or Bryant's Park?
Bryant Park, you have Bryant Park, and then you have Central Park. Yep.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, they wasn't playing with brother. This has been going on ever since. This has been going on probably ever since the mid '90s. The mid '80s when they started snatching brothers up. They started coming here to learn English and going to school, going to John Jay College and all that. And you seeing with this going up to brothers. I like chocolate. I like chocolate. Like, okay.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on there. She
Yeah.
wants chocolate. She wants chocolate. What's going on, brother?
They go, we like chocolate. We like chocolate. Yeah. Yep.
Oh my goodness, brother. I think
Yep.
Japan is this is I don't know what to say anymore. I'm speechless, bro. I
Well,
really am.
Japanese people, they really respect a lot of black culture. And from what my Japanese friends said, in their country, and it's true that they got to learn the black culture. They got to learn about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. They got to learn about Huey P. Newton. They have to learn the black culture. Yeah, they have to.
Amazing.
That's one of their curriculums in school.
Amazing, bro. Amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, let's chop her up on IG, bro. Big York, Yonkers, man.
Okay.
So here's my IG on the screen. If you send me a DM after, obviously you're on work now, so I don't want to bother you. But yeah, we need to have a discuss, bro, because I didn't know New York. I didn't know that was happening in New York. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, this has been going on for years. This is nothing new. This has been going on for years. Oh yeah.
Yo,
oh yes.
This is crazy, bruv. This is amazing. All right, thank you, bro. Okay.
You got it, brother.
All right,
Salute.
Peace out, brother. Salute.
I'm
bro.
out. You got it.
Peace out, bro. Hey, thank you, bro. That's brother. Another bit of classic, man. And Mr. CR7 fan, you want to call back in again, bro? I apologize, but that was a great discussion there. And this is why I'm pushing out IT for you, brothers. If you're not in IT right now, if you're not planning to get into IT, I feel sorry for you, because I got a bunch of brothers I'm mentoring right now. I had consultations throughout this week. I put brothers on an IT plan. They're getting ready to get into IT and find themselves in the country of their choice with a dime foreign chick beside them while remote working in a different country. I know how to do it. I know all the plans, all the systems. So you either continue watching my channel and don't do nothing, or you watch my channel and you execute. If you brothers, I'm teaching brothers Python right now. I'm mentoring brothers regarding IT, doing consultations. We got the Patreon that has even more intel about foreign women. You thought this stream was amazing? When I drop the Patreon version of this stream, it's going to shock you. I am setting you brothers up for success. Nobody doing it like me right now, brothers. Nobody. Nobody, brothers. The world is our oyster. We are up next, man. And we will reach our final form if I get all you brothers in IT. We got over 100 people watching. All of you brothers should be reaching out to me for IT, booking your consultations. But it's only the serious brothers. It is only the serious brothers right now that are doing that. You know? John G on his IT game. You know, this channel has a lot of information. You know, it is literally setting you up for success. We got Theo Waff in the building. Him teaching his stuff with the cloud. I'm teaching Python. I'm mentoring brothers and getting into IT. I mean, brothers, man. And unfortunately, a lot of you brothers are going to be tied down in the West. A lot of you brothers are not going to escape the West. And that's unfortunate. The only way to get out of the West and find yourself in Japan is IT, because IT applies to every other country. You know, there you go, man. You know, shout out to LP. You know, and I'm teaching black men, brothers, Python. I'm mentoring them in regards to IT. Theo and me are saving brothers' lives, man. You know, and trolls will be dealt with. You know, so I'm gonna keep telling you this, brothers, man. We go up next. Do you want to see yourself out there? Is this going to inspire you to achieve things, even greater things? The power's in your hand. And trolls will be dealt with. I don't know what you think this is. It's funny how me and Theo, right, we're teaching brothers the right way, the green light. And then we got trolls up here trying to discourage brothers from traveling. Who the flip is passport sisters? What is that? Every time black men want to do something great and rise, is certain people in our community that want to oppress us and keep us down. What the hell is a passport sister? What is that? Why are you on my channel? Why are passport sisters on my channel? It's crazy, bruv. Stalking brothers like us for preaching the gospel to other black men. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You don't like us, you demean us, right? You had Oprah, you had The Breakfast Club, you had all these TV shows talking bad about black men, destroying our image. And now you want to come after passport bros and call yourself passport sisters? We're done with the black community. We told you, brothers, the passport bro community, we have no relation with the black community. We are separate from that. So leave us alone, man. Go and date Pookie and Ray Ray. I'm out here telling brothers about IT. We got passport sisters coming in talking crap. Come on, man. And this is why I've been fighting against in my community for a long time. It's certain people that don't want to see us be great as black men. It is certain people, external forces, internal and external forces that want to keep black men down. So here is me, international passport, telling black men get into IT, a professional career. I ain't telling brothers to go and sling, dope in Southside Chicago or in the Bronx, New York. I ain't doing that. I'm telling brothers become a professional IT brother like me and Theo. And still you're hating on what I'm doing? This is exactly what I'm talking about, brothers, man. I've been fighting this for a long time. People just coming in, trying to disrupt positive black men movements. I don't get it. You have Netflix, you have the mainstream media, you have the music, you have everything that you want. Can we not just have this space to ourselves, man? For black men, by black men. Can we not just have this space to ourselves? Just one thing. So carrying on from that, brothers, right? As I was saying, there's going to be a complete shift in the mentality of black men this coming decade. This coming decade, black men are gonna rise. We have to rise. When you hear how Japanese women are treating you, how they respect you, how they want you, that should motivate you, man. That should motivate you. IT, having a passport, having options, knowing that women all around the world love you. I mean, brothers, you're being set up here for success. I don't know what to say anymore. So if you haven't booked your IT consultation, if you're not on the Patreon Platinum tier, IT Bronze tier, or Lightning tier, I don't know what else I can do for you. I don't, because the only people that will make it and actually be out there in the country of their choice is those that are with me and Theo and what we do. Because there'll be a time when I'm so busy, I can't do any more consultations, no more Python classes, no more stuff like that. I'm too busy traveling. I'm too busy dealing with my foreign girlfriend and my foreign wife, you know? So while I have some free time, brothers, while I have some free time, make use of it, please. Make use for it, please. Mr. John Doe, congratulations, bro. I love seeing that, bro. How do you memorize your Japanese adverbs? You write it down word by word on your notebook? Are you a visual learner? What's your memorization process, brother? John Doe, that'd be great to know. Omedeto, omedeto. That means that means congratulations in Japanese. Sugo desu ne. All right, so carry on from that, bro. I'm gonna end the stream in 10 more minutes. You know, this stream has completely motivated me. I'm liking what I hear about Japanese women. I'm still Team Latina. What I saw and witnessed in Panama shocked me. I saw some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life in Panama City. So right now, I am 70% Team Latina and 30% Team Asia. So Japanese women have a lot to do, you know, to make it go onto their side. Because Latina women right now, they're just yummy right now. You know, so, you know, keep your head up, man. Keep your head up, brothers. Keep your head up. So I use flashcards and listen to volumes of classic Japanese film while making flashcards. Okay, awesome, bro. Do you write the flashcard? Is that one flashcard per letter, per adverb, or is it multiple flashcards per? Okay, awesome, bro. Fantastic. All right, brothers. This was a great stream. Thanks to all those who hit the support, the super chat, PayPal. There's still some time to support. Shout out to Mr. Kazoo 45 for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you both for the support. Thank you, man. Salute to you, Kazoo. And you know, I love getting some support, man. It's not easy having a YouTube channel like this. You know, almost a decade of me pushing out this movement to brothers, saving lives, mentoring brothers, you know, on the right path. You know, I would say the Passport Bros movement is the best thing to happen to black men since I don't even know, bro. But all I know is it's the best thing to happen to black men in a very long time. The only movement that's saving black men, that actually prioritize the needs and wants of black men. The black community, all we care about is how black women feel, right? And they push black men to the back burner. On my channel, right, black men have to be a priority. You know, our needs, our want, our mental health has to be a priority. Okay? So Passport Sisters, all that nonsense, this is not the space for you, right? It isn't. if you're not on this passport bro game, IT game, I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say, because this movement is saving black men. No one can tell me it ain't saving black men. I'm doing a better job for black men than Joe Biden. I'm doing a better job for black men than Tariq Nasheed, Umar Johnson, Joe Biden, right? You know, and any other figure in the mainstream media. Yes, I'm doing a better job for black men than the president of the USA. Say something. Say something. Let's press a 1 in the chat if you agree. Shout out to Mr. LP for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, bro, for the support. Thank you, LP. Much appreciation to you, brother. Thank you very much. Press a 1 in the chat if you agree that, you know, I'm doing a better job for black men than Joe Biden, than the president of the USA. Right? Nobody doing what we're doing. Theo is doing a better job than the president of the United States. Theo Waff is doing a better job than Joe Biden, Tariq Nasheed, Umar Johnson. Theo is doing that. Say something. Our time is coming, brothers. There's going to be a time when it's brothers running things, brothers, you know, building things, brothers being CEOs, executives, and it's coming from this group. It's coming from this group of intellectual brothers. It's going to be these brothers. It's going to be us, man. You know, shout out to all the brothers that have contributed to the channel. Mr. Black Label Expat, I see you, bro. You huge contributor. Shout out to you, bro. You know, my mods, John Thomas, you know, Thomas Demahin. And shout out to Duck Dissident doing great things, right? Can continue pushing on forward, Duck. You know, shout out to all these brothers. Matt Battle in the building. Shout out to Matt Battle too, man. Look at that. Is anyone else setting success literally on a silver plate? Is anyone else setting you success on a silver plate like I am doing right now? You think the channel is great? Why don't you go on the Patreon? You think the Patreon is great? Why don't you get into IT? So if you're feeling down, if you're not feeling right, keep your head up, man. Keep your head up. Right. We're gonna do it. Shout out to Mr. DN 30,001 for the $5 super chat. Thank you, bro, for the support, man. That's greatly appreciated, brother. I'm rocking with you, IP. Thank you, bro, for the support, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. You know, I've got I've got Python classes that I teach. You know, I do IT consultations. I do the Patreon. The channel is there. The channel has an abundance of information and wealth. Who else is doing 5-hour streams on one country? 4-hour streams. How many Japanese streams have we done in the past couple of years? Many. Success is literally right in your hand, brothers. It is impossible for you to fail if you follow the model that me and Theo are pushing. Theo, I'm so proud of Theo, man. I really am. Theo's just the chosen one. I always tell Theo he's the chosen one. I don't know if he's watching this right now, if he's in the chat, but he needs to know that he's a chosen one. And I want to see 1,000 more Theos from this channel. 10,000 more Theos. You know, today is Saturday. Guess what I'm doing? I'm studying. And let me touch upon how important time is, brothers. Time is something you don't get back. You know, I want black men to understand the value of time. You know, I got brothers that are still, you know, out there partying with Western women, drinking alcohol with Western women, blah, blah, blah. But I'm doing this channel at this time for you brothers and for myself. Because when you learn, I learn. When I learn, you learn. Time is something you don't get back. I know brothers that party, you know, from 10 p.m. all the way to 5 a.m. They get home at 7 a.m. and they sleep all the way to 5 p.m. That's a whole day gone. That's a whole day gone. Nothing productive being done for a single goal and objective. So do you understand why I say time is very important? Work towards goals, objectives. So you best believe when I get off the stream, I'm going to sleep, wake up early, and study. Study all day on this Saturday. Not playing around, not messing around, no Netflix, none of that crap. Studying. Because Netflix ain't gonna take me to Japan. Netflix ain't gonna take me to Colombia. It's gonna be my hard work. Studying hard, IT. Planning my plan, my agendas, my goals, my objectives. Netflix ain't doing that. So you as black men have to have goals, objectives, and plans. Take a deep look at your life and what you're doing and what you want out of it. Because you ain't gonna get time back. Every day we grow old. We don't get younger, we only grow older. So hustle. Grind. Study. That's the only thing that's going to improve your life for the benefit. Not Keisha, not Becky, you know, not Maria from California, from Long Beach, California. Nah. Just you, yourself, and your thoughts. That's what's going to change your life, man. So I hope you've taken that inspirational last comment seriously. Once again, you know, appreciate all the brothers that support the channel tonight. That's greatly appreciated. I'm going to wrap up in a couple minutes. So once again, feel free to book your IT consultation with Mr. International Passport. Okay, check out the Patreon as well for additional intel, high value intel for brothers. Okay, if you're on Instagram, give me a follow on Instagram. I will get back to you, brothers. If you're on Twitter, give me a follow on Twitter. Okay, and send me a DM on Twitter. I'll get back to you as well. I'm on Twitter and Instagram heavily. Here is a link to my new YouTube channel. So make sure you definitely subscribe to that too. Very important that you do. Okay. There's content coming on there very soon. And here's a link to my PayPal. You know, if you didn't have time to support today, bear in mind the PayPal is open 24/7. Any donation counts, goes to the channel, improving the channel, etc., etc. So please feel free to support by the PayPal. And if you want to support further, cop the International Passport merch, man. You know, get your hoodie, get your t-shirt, etc., etc. All right. So as I wrap it up, where is everyone listening in from? So what country and what city? And Mr. Buck Travels, bro, you need to this dude still ain't DM me. Buck Travel, if you're still in the chat, you got to DM me, bro. Awesome. We got a brother out there in Phoenix, Arizona, Florida. Awesome. Toronto, Canada. We got Cam 92 in Las Vegas, USA. That's awesome, man. Look how international this is, bro. Like anyone in Australia, New Zealand, you know, Canada. We got Julius in New York City. Oh, John G, you're in Thailand. Hey, John G, reach out to me on IG, bro. I want to know how your trip in Thailand is going so far. You deserve it, brother. Very hard worker, and me and Theo know that you're going places, brother. You're going to great heights, brother. Right, so keep pushing, bro. Let's go. We got Agent Clutch in Florida, Sacramento, California, Gio McCoy. That's awesome, man. LP in Los Angeles, Jordan G in Louisiana. This is awesome, man. This is fantastic. This is great. This is awesome. Wow. Yeah. Truly international, huh? Truly international. And hopefully all you brothers achieve your dreams and your place in the country of your choice, man. Whether it's Colombia, Panama, Japan, South Korea, Brazil, you know, it all depends on what type of woman you like. If you're a Japanese woman type of dude, go to Japan. If you like the Colombian woman, Colombia, or even, you know, Panama, right? I miss Panama big time, man. All right, so thank you, brothers. We did 3 streams this week and 1 video. So I hope you've enjoyed the content this week. I'm looking forward to dropping more content in the coming days, and I'll drop the Patreon video. I'll drop the Patreon video for this stream next week. Okay, right? I'll do that. So thank you, brothers. Great stream. And I will see you, brothers, in my next video. Peace out, brothers. Have a great weekend.